The 28th of March, 2022. And I'm speaking to you from a very wet Japan. I don't know what's been happening. Today's Tuesday, and it has been pissing it down with a capital P since Thursday last week. Now, I'm on holiday from my main job, but I'm still working the two other jobs that I do just for myself, my own business and another company I work for. Now, that means I get to come home in between jobs, but it also means that I've got to cycle to these other jobs. And when I'm cycling to these other jobs, especially this last week, I'm having to get changed every time I get to the place and every time I come home. So if I've got, like today, I've got three jobs. I've already done one. I've got wet, I've got changed, I've got wet, I've got changed. I've already changed twice today. I've got both the radiators are going in house, drying my stuff off. Fucking nightmare. Rainy season's not supposed to start here till June 15th. We had a bit of I don't know what the opposite of an Indian summer is, but we had like an early spring at the start of March, and it were nice. Just as soon as March the 1st turned over, it got warm. And now it's gone to shit again. It's gone all cold. So I'm hoping that this weather's going to sort itself out. Now, the big news here in March is we went maskless. Now, I did a bit of research before I started on here today. So for people from my home country, the UK, this may seem like so long ago, which it is. It is a long time ago. But the 21st of January, 2022. So you're talking a year and a quarter ago. So 16 months ago. Whoever were fucking Prime Minister then, it's been a bit of a fucking, it's been a bit of a spinning door at number 10, but whoever were the Prime Minister then said, right, you can get shut of your masks. And that was the 27th of January last year. In America, it was the day after St. Patrick's Day, the 18th of March in the US. So what, that'd have been Biden. Biden said, right, we're done with it. Get shut of your masks. But please try and be careful. So you got shut of it a year ago. The Americans got shut of their masks a year ago. And I don't know about Canada or everybody else, but pretty much your masks have been gone for a while. Now, the thing is, when you live in the most cautious country in the entire world, the most efficient country in the entire world, there's a price to pay for that. There's a big price to pay for that. So on March the 13th this year, the Prime Minister said, we're done with your masks. You can get rid of them. And I thought, well, that's fantastic. That's fantastic because I've stopped wearing my mask outside. I've stopped wearing my mask in restaurants, in supermarkets. Apart from when I'm at this one job where you've still got to wear your mask. Everywhere else, I've just gone, no, I'm not doing it anymore. The jobs, my own business, no, stop doing that. The other job that I work for, I wear it until I'm told not to wear it. I don't wear it until I'm told to wear it. And that's how I've been rolling for this last year. So on the 13th of March, because graduation here is around the 21st of March, so kids from elementary school, junior high school and high school are all graduating. And what we've had for the past 3 years is school photographs with kids with masks on. And the parents are getting the photographs taken with the masks on. So my daughter graduated elementary school on the 20th of March. So we all went in there And you've got to remember the no mask mandate from the 13th of March, nobody's been wearing them, or you didn't have to wear them. I went in there and I were the only parent without a mask. There were another Japanese dad that saw me, and he took his mask off as well. So I think he's fucking done with it as well. But there were only me and another Japanese fella that wasn't wearing his mask, and that were only after he saw me. The rest of them had masks on, and it took the photographer that were taking photos at my daughter's graduation. He had to say in Japanese, "Get a fucking grip, get your masks off." So they all took the masks off. Now, it was supposed to lift the mask mandate at Golden Week. Golden Week's the first week in May. But then with these graduations coming up, Prime Minister went, fuck it, just let's get shut of them in March. So you don't have to wear them. You would not know that if you go outside now. If you go outside my house and are walking around outside, most people are masked up. There are only the very, I don't know, that I would say, this is my opinion. I would say that the Japanese people that are not wearing masks now are probably Japanese people that are my age that have lived overseas. Young people, a lot of young people have thought, no, I'm sick of this shit now. They're not wearing them. But the rest of the people are in masks. Nobody is. It doesn't seem to have made any difference whatsoever. Now, which leads me on to my next question is, how long are Japanese people going to go on like this? How long is it going to be? Because we've got to live with it now. Corona and COVID, they're not going anywhere. It's with us. You can't cure it. It's going to be like flu. You can't cure it. You can't get rid of it. I work with somebody, a Scandi, who I think is now on her 5th vaccination. Yeah. I think coming from these Scandinavian countries where the government looks after you so well, that when you go and live in another country and they tell you what to do, I think because you've been indoctrinated to it in your country, you do exactly what the government says all the time. So this staff member I work with, masked up everywhere all the time. Will go from work to the supermarket to home and not leave home until it's time to come to work again. And like I say, I think 4th or 5th vaccination. The only reason I had a vaccination is because you got 2 days off from work for free. You didn't have to use your sick days to take time off when you had your vaccination. And that is the only reason I had it. And when they were saying, "Oh, are you going to take your second vaccination?" And I said, "Well, do we get 2 days off?" "No, not this time." "I'm not doing it then." And it was the only reason I got vaccinated. And then when you did get vaccinated, you felt shit. You did feel shit for a few days. But yeah, that vaccination is probably out of my system now. And of February last year, I had all the symptoms for it. I had a temperature of 39, coughing, sneezing, blowing, all that sort of shit. I ached, and then when I got over it, it took me a while. It wasn't long COVID because it only lasted for 3 weeks after, but lethargic, tired, couldn't do anything. But what I did do is I worked through it. I got it on a Friday. By the Monday, I was feeling a lot better, and I just worked through it. The people that live on top of me, like my wife, my kids, the people I worked with who were sat close to me, they never got it. So so February last year, I'd have been 50. So I was thinking to myself, old people and people that are unhealthy are having the most problems with this. And I'm middle aged, upper middle aged, but I'm healthy. And I just wanted to see if I could still function working. I didn't stop doing anything. Didn't stop doing anything at all. I just kept on working. And I were fine. I were fine. I were a bit rough for a couple of days, but I were fine after that. And I think with what everybody was listening to on the telly, and yeah, everybody went fucking bananas. And I think it won't be until about 5 or 10 years down the line when you look back at it, you look back at the fact that you weren't allowed to go into an hospital and watch your parents die, or your kids or your brothers and your sisters, and you had to watch them slip away on phone, that people are going to start getting really pissed off. But here, now back to Japan, I have no idea when they're going to stop wearing masks. We're already accustomed to wear masks here. Now, if you had the flu or a cold, you would put the mask on so you don't spread it to other people. The people without masks, the people without the masks were not sick. This is a kind of a flip reverse through selfish Europeans and selfish Americans. If other people are sick, the people that are healthy would wear the masks because we wouldn't want to catch anything. That's if we had a mask culture in Europe or America. So the healthy people would wear the masks because they didn't want to catch out. The people who are sick, we wouldn't bother wearing masks because we would see it as you breathing in the shit that's making you sick. So we would take off the masks and breathe in the fresh air because I think we would think that would get us better quicker. But here, if you're sick, you wear the mask. And if you're not sick, you don't bother. But then when all this COVID shit hit, obviously everybody wore them. And now it's finished and we're done with it. Nobody has really noticeably stopped wearing masks. They're still doing it. They're still wearing them. And I don't know when it's going to stop. Now, sneakily, very sneakily, around October, November last year, outside of all the supermarkets, there used to be a big sign with a big mask, and in Japanese it said, "Wear your mask." And underneath it were in English, "Use a mask" or "Wear a mask." Now, October, November last year, those all disappeared. But it was to no fanfare whatsoever. They just disappeared. Now, I'd already been stopping wearing a mask by summer last year. I'd had enough of it. But people didn't notice that these signs had gone, so they just kept on wearing the masks. And people would look at me and look at a few of my Japanese friends that don't wear masks anymore, like I expect people were getting looked at in Europe and America when you didn't wear your mask. You know, what are you doing? What are you doing? Put your mask on. But, like I said, I've had enough of it now. And I don't know what it's going to be like when I go back to work, because that's going to be in April. And the places that I work at, they've said, 1st of April, we're done with it. Now, I don't know what people are going to do, but I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to bother at all, because enough is enough. 3 years behind a mask. Now, my son is going into his 4th year at school. His 4th year. And it is going to be the first year at school that he sees all of his classmates full face. He'll finally get to see what his teachers look like, because he's just seen from the eyes up. He's never seen his teacher's full face. Now, when you think of that, a kid going into elementary school for the first time, when kids are communicating with each other, sometimes they've not got the vocabulary to express themselves. So you use your non-verbal expressions. Now, when 2/3 of the face is blank, for want of a better word, you can't read people's faces. And I'm starting to think in the future, because they've not had that hardwired into them, it's going to cause a few problems down the line. Because if you're talking to somebody and they're getting mad and you can't read their face, so you're just carrying on regardless, that person is just going to get madder and madder and madder and then end up punching you in the face. Whereas if, like me and the rest of us, the rest of the population, you can see somebody getting pissed off and the fucker's bigger than you, you're going to back off a bit, try and explain yourself better and calm down the situation. But because these kids have not had that experience and they've grown up with it, I think it's going to cause a few problems in this school year. And going out on a limb here, I would say that I think these teachers are going to have a few problems over the next few years. But the schools have sent out notices saying, look, there's a no mask rule. It's fucking giving you the option has pissed me off more than anything else. So the letters that have come through, it said there's a no mask rule at the school. Your kids don't have to wear masks anymore. But if you want your kids to still keep wearing masks, that's no problem. Send them in with a mask on. And I'm like, fuck this. If they don't say, right, no more masks, unless you're sick, no more masks. This thing is just going to keep rolling on and rolling on and rolling on. I remember before I ever came to Asia, the only people that you would see in airports when you were travelling would be Asians. And they'd be travelling on a plane, because all that air is recycled on a plane, they'd put the mask on so they didn't catch out. You'd be like, look at these fucking idiots. And then the plague happened in 2020 and we're all jumping on this Asian bandwagon, all wearing masks. But now Europe stopped. Like I say, Europe stopped January last year. And I thought, well, it must be coming here. It must be coming here. And then no mention of it for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. And when it got to summer last year, I thought, well, this is it. This is it for the rest of time in Japan. Because there were a lot of politicians and a lot of people, a lot of high-powered people saying, let's just wear masks forever. What the fuck? Instead of just wearing masks forever, why don't you sort your health out? Why don't you start eating right? Because I think if you catch it now, unless your immune system is severely down, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Like I said, when I had it, or when I think I had it, because I never went and got tested. When I think I had it, I worked through it. And they're not going to be able to prove that you've had it if you don't get tested for it. But the symptoms were there. The symptoms were there, but yeah, you can work through it. And even now, when you're going in, and you're saying you've got flu, here they're treating the flu like they're treating COVID, which is ridiculous. Ridiculous. So I would say to you all, watch this space, because I'll keep updating it. I'll keep updating it. I'll keep telling you, because no significant difference in the amount of masks I'm seeing or not seeing. People are still doing what they're doing. I think when it does get to Golden Week, when it gets to May, the Prime Minister's just going to have to say, look, you numb fuckers, enough's enough. Drop the masks. Drop them. But I would say all my all my foreign friends, all the foreigners living in Japan who listen to this, who watch this, I think it's us that are going to have to take the lead and just throw the masks away. Because I think when they see us do it, they might start doing it. Or they might look at us and go, them fucking foreigners. Look at these motherfucking foreigners not putting the masks on. But I don't care. I don't care because enough's enough. 3 years is more than enough to be stuck behind a mask. And I think it is going to start costing me a fortune, actually, because 3 years of drinking coffee has seriously blackened my teeth. So I'm going to have to get a deep clean very soon, probably in the next week, because my teeth are absolutely horrific with all the coffee I've put back in this last 3 years. So my mask is gone. I don't know if Japan's masks are going, but mine certainly has. And I have to get my teeth sorted. So, I know it's only been a short one today. Got shit on. Even though I'm off from my main job, I've got a 3-week holiday. I'm still fucking working every day. So yeah, I think that's just a 20-minute podcast today. So, no masks for me. No masks for the country from March the 13th. People are still wearing masks. Golden Week, May the 1st. I think it'll be a nationwide, let's stop doing this shit anymore. I'll update you then to see what people have done. So thanks for listening. Please tell people about this thing and like and subscribe. And I will see you maskless next time.